Alright, part 2. Epoxy's dried enough. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to heat this with my handy dandy little torch. And I'm going to bend this over. And by doing that, that'll ensure that this will not come off. And after it cools, I have some little pieces of steel. This is scrap off of some knives I made. It's 1095 steel. It's good stuff. I'm going to mix up some JB weld and fill in the gaps with this steel. But by heating this and bending it over, that will ensure that it will not come off of there. I hope. I don't want to get it too hot because I don't want to loosen up that epoxy too bad. All I want to heat is that very tip right there. It's really small, so shouldn't be much problem. Famous last words. And a little torch here, this is matte gas. Like you use to solder pipes and all, matte gas gets a lot hotter than regular propane. It's a lot more expensive too, so you have to use it sparingly. I thought about soldering, putting some solder in there, but solder, as we know, is really soft. Come on, Matt Gas, I just bragging on you. Nope, that didn't work. It got too hot and it loosened up the epoxy on there. So I will go to plan B. I'm going to let this cool. I'm not going to put water on it. Let's let it cool. There's a spider. There. And we'll try it again. That's one thing. A lot of people that make videos, they won't show you when something fails. But that's the only way you learn is by messing up. So no big deal. I'll just go to the way I was going to do it to start with. We'll try that. Be back in just 1 minute. Alright, I have it re-epoxied. I'm going to drive these little wedges down in here to fill up that gap. Hang on. Because that's full of epoxy. That epoxy is going to hold it until we get the JB weld put back in there. Yep, that was too big. How about this one? Yeah, now all it's going to be ground off of there, so it'll be flush. Alright, that's good and tight on there. I think that's going to work. Now the thing is, now that's going to have to dry completely, completely before I grind it, because when I grind it, it's going to get hot again. And I don't want to loosen up that epoxy again. I did take a brush and cleaned it all off, put it back on there, so that's going to work. And then at the very end, we'll mix up a little bit of JB Weld and fill up the cracks and the holes to make it look really nice. Alright, it is 20 minutes until 3 o'clock. This is probably going to have to be early in the morning before I get back on this part, because I want to make sure it's very, very, very dry. And I have to call this fella, and I was supposed to put some initials on the sheath, and I forgot. I didn't write down what he wanted on there, so I got to check in with him. Get rid of that. Now, I use high-tech equipment to spread epoxy and all. This is a very high-tech stick. Little trimmings off your handles and all that, those become tools. That's a good thing to use. And since I have plenty of this, that's what I'm going to use to do the final looking good part of it. Now, while all this stuff was drying, I've got, let's see, I'll show you right quick. I know it's not part of the build, but handles for the Crete Skinner, which will be available. Handles for Bobby's Surprise. That one is spoken for. I hadn't cut the handles out for this Gaucho yet. If somebody is interested in it and wants it, if you want some specialty handles, let me know. Because this one is getting stag, getting the crown stag handle. Anybody wants this one, let me know. That's one of the giveaways. There's the 2 Coyote Bone J-Nail Skinners. And we'll see all those again. I know, plugging what I got available, but you know, we all got to make a living. Alright, I'll see you on the next part, which will probably be early in the morning. Cool? Cool. Alright, I went ahead and stayed out a little bit longer. Got this ground down. I'm mixing up a little bit of JB Weld. I don't need much, because there's not much of a gaps in there. Now, JB Weld, if you've ever used it, you know it has got to sit at least overnight to set up properly, and that's what we're going to do. Now, if you can see that, there's just a couple little cracks in there, not much. I'm going to try to push it down in there. And this is not really going to add a lot of strength. Really what it's going to do is just fill up those cracks. Because the way I drove that steel down in there, it tightened everything up. Between that, the epoxy, and the JB Weld, I don't think that'll ever come off of there. And if for some reason it does, I'll fix it. But I'm very confident that it won't. Okay, I'm still trying to push it and work it down in them little cracks. Just like that. Now I'm going to let this sit overnight, like I said. I'll take the very, very fine slick belt and go across it in the morning when it dries. And I'd already gun blued that, I'll re-blue that. Then we can get to grinding the handle. Which is going to be a lot of fun. Going to create a whole bunch of dust in the shop, and for that I will demonstrate my new respirator. Alright, there we go. Next step will be in the morning, probably wee hours of the morning. See y'all then. Good Friday morning. Not far from 5 o'clock. Let's get started. Believe it or not, we're not far from being done. This is dried overnight. Now we're going to put it on the little sander and start shaping this handle. And I'm going to start down here on this end to get the size that I want. And we'll show you a little bit of that. And then all it is a little bit at a time. Just keep going down. Don't get loud. Watch your volume. You get the idea. I'll just keep going down, then go back and forth until I get it just right. We'll look at it here in just a minute. Now it's looking like something. Alright, I'm going to change belts and put on a fine belt and smooth it out a little bit more. Smells like leather. Then I'll go to the file, hand file it, hand sand it, and I'll show you the final product in just a little while. Then we will start the leather. And look at what we have now. That is a proper stacked leather handle. Got the top cap blued. There's a little gap up in here, so I put a micro cord wrap. It's OD green. Give it a military look, which is military knife. Now I'm going to start. I knew I had a little bottle of this somewhere. I'm going to start oiling, putting oil on the leather. Now I put several coats on it throughout today. Let it soak in good. I don't want to do the hot dip thing on this one. I think it'll be better doing it this way. And that's going to give it a nice color. It'll get darker as that oil soaks in. Really pleased how this is turning out. As soon as I get this coated down pretty good, I got to clean off the table and get my leather working tools out, and I'll start on the sheath. Y'all see me make plenty of sheaths, so I'll just show it to you when it's finished. I see that oil is really soaking in there, which is what I want. This one should be finished up maybe by dinner time, maybe later this afternoon. Oh, and I showed the availables and what's going to be available. The creek skinner is spoken for also. The only thing I'll have available in the next couple of days, besides what I've got on order, is one more gaucho. And I'll hold off on that one a little bit with the handles, and if somebody wants that one, you pick your handle on it. It's not gone in a couple of days. When I get caught back up, I'll just put something on there. And there we go. That's a good coat of oil to start with. And let's let that soak in. It gets all dry, then we'll put it on the polishing wheel. Alright, what y'all think? I like it. Alright, we'll be back and see the final product, the final finished deal, shortly. Put a little bit on that too. There it is. Alright, I'm finished. The Kabar is rebuilt. Y'all want to see it? Alright, I built him a nice scabbard to go with it. There, got the initials on there like he wanted. There it is. Take it out and take a look. A little bit of leather dust. I did not hot dip this scabbard. I did it the old-fashioned way. Put some dye, dyed it. There it is right there. Handle came out very, very, very nice. I'm very pleased with it. I like the way that green micro cord looks right there against the top cap. There you go. It's got probably 10 or 15, I'd say 15 coats of oil in it. Neat split oil. Then I put it on the dry buffing wheel and polished the handle up just a little bit. But you don't want it real shiny anyway, because that's not what it was intended to be. It's not a show knife. It was actually a using knife. It took just a little bitty bit on the micro wheel belt. and it's a razor, very sharp. That's not real sharp, but it's fairly sharp. Anyway, there we go. There is the Kabar rebuild. I talked to him this morning. I think he's going to come by. He may come by this afternoon. If not, it'll be by tomorrow to pick it up. I hope he's happy with it. I'm happy with it. And I hope y'all enjoyed watching this. And remember, if you have a project like this, email me, talk to me, I can work with you and we'll do something with it. Don't take it to a pine tree mechanic. And that's all I'll say about that. Alright, last look. Now, next up is, it's somewhere, oh, it's over there on the saw. Bobby's surprise knife. I'm going to finish that one up today, if I can. And like I mentioned before, the only thing I'm going to have available in the near future is one more gouger. Because the creek skinner sold this morning. I got to finish it too. But I've got plenty to do. I got plenty to do this weekend. Mama has a to-do list in the house, so at least part of tomorrow and probably all of Sunday will be working in the house. But stuff needs to be done, so I guess I gotta do it. If not, I'll get beat up. Alright, thank y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your support. And I will see y'all in a few days with something else.